to the Welsknight Patreon server. My name is HistoryWes, and as you can see, I look a little different. That's because I have just killed a couple of withers. As you can see, I've got a wither head on, and I have another wither head right here. These are heads that dropped when I fought the wither. And you can also see in my inventory that I have 2 nether stars. So I need to craft a couple of beacons. First I'm going to stick my nether heads, wither heads. These are not wither skulls, they're wither heads. Into this box here. See if I left any obsidian down here. I was just harvesting obsidian too to make some end chests. Ender chests. Not only can I not talk this morning, I can't even think. Okay. So here's the ender chest we made. And 1 piece of obsidian. That's not enough, right? What do we need for a beacon? Here we are. We need 3, so we need a 6 total, and then we need some glass. We have plenty of glass. Let's take that out of there. And I know just where to find some obsidian. I suppose we should check our storeroom. Well, there's enough to make 1 beacon. So take that and that and that. Got ourselves a beacon. Okay. So let's go grab a couple more pieces of obsidian, and we'll start thinking about where we want to put it. Put the beacons. We've got one right over here in the exact center of the base. I think another one needs to go right by the W building, maybe like right in the middle of the courtyard there, or behind it. Something to think on. Let's see. Not that many people on this server this morning. It's still pretty early. Let's take a look down here in the mine. You can already see there's some obsidian right at the bottom. Okay. 1, 2. Okay, got enough. And here we are back. Now right over here you can see I've been doing some landscaping. I've got grass over to here, and I have cleared this area right around here of gravel. So I just need to extend the grass over. And I have been harvesting gravel, of course, to make concrete. And as you can see, the W building has now reached its 14th floor, and now we're putting on the blue trim. So I think it's looking pretty good. Okay, so set up our next beacon. Got 2 of those. I'm going to toss them in this chest for the moment. Alright. Where do we store our glass? Right here. Got a lot of junk in our cabinet here. Okay. Now, next on tap is to craft some more of concrete. 6. Take 6 of those and 6 gravel, and we'll have to go downstairs and pick up some. Or maybe we don't have to go downstairs. Let's just grab some from right here. Throw these weapons in this chest and this stuff too. Alright, while I'm mixing concrete, I'm going to play a pre-recorded video of how I got a hold of those nether stars or wither stars so that I can make the beacons. So let's go see that. Okay, in this pre-recorded footage we are traveling up the north hallway in the Welsknight Patreon server, and I have engaged the services of a horse, a nether horse, which are available for use. I don't know who runs that operation, but it's a great way to get around if you got somewhere very far away to go, like this location, which is a good 1,000 blocks north of the nether hub. And then once you reach the turnoff, it's another almost 1,000 blocks through the hub out of the nether, out of the regular nether pathway. So here we are traveling along, and coming up you will see the entrance to this special place we're going, which is a farm, another farm. I hesitate to call this a wither skeleton farm because it is really so much more than that. You can get wither skeletons, blazes, and pigmen all spawning here. And coming up on our right is the turnoff we're going to take, and you can see it is labeled coal because one of the drops of the wither skulls is coal. You get much more coal than you're likely to get wither skulls. And this is that hallway, and it's about 1,000 blocks off in this direction. And I don't know who invented this farm, which is brilliant, and I also don't know who built this hallway. These 2 people on the Welsknight Patreon server, if you know who it was, leave me a note in the comments for all you Welsknight Patreons, because this is awesome. This is just beautiful. The hallways through the netherrack are okay, but this open area right here is amazing. It's even much more fun if you're going through the nether, but it is much more fun if you're going on foot, because you can stop and look around, or you can look around without stopping, because if you're on a horse and you turn, of course your horse goes that way, so you don't get to sightsee the way you would if you're on foot or on a minecart. So again, this is a long way through the nether, but it makes it so much quicker to go by horseback. Now we're reaching the end of this And right up ahead there's a set of stairs going down to the farm, and these are made of quartz. And unfortunately I didn't think about it, but when you're riding the horse going down this stairwell, you don't get quite as good a view as you would otherwise. But it's still pretty impressive because you're going down into a lake of lava, and the collection point of the farm is actually under the lava lake. So here we are. Here's the nether farm, and here's this stairway. So the horse is blocking the view of the stairs, but that's the farm hanging up above, and you can see we actually take this stairway under the lava lake to the collection point. Hugely impressive. Okay, quote 45 is going to wait for me here, and I'm going to go over to this part. And you stand on this location. There's a tripwire to start it off, and you can see there are zombie pigmen and wither skeletons and blazes just dropping down here, and they've fallen quite a ways, so most of them can be easily dispatched with one swipe of a sword. And I do have looting 2 on my sword, so I'm getting more drops than perhaps I would normally get, certainly more than I would if I didn't have looting on my sword. Let's see, there's some blazes, and there's a wither skeleton, and we even had some magma cubes drop down here, which is pretty fun. Lots of blaze rods, or lots of blazes rather, so there will be more blazes. This is designed, I think, as primarily a wither skeleton farm, but it works equally well for all of them. So you've got a gold farm from your zombie pigmen. Yep, the horse is still there. You've got a blaze rod farm from the blazes. You've got let's see, wither skull and coal farm from the wither skeletons, like these here. Some more pigmen. And let's see, what else do we get? Magma creams from magma cubes, I suppose, because I did see some of those drop, although I didn't look to see if there were any of those in the collection area. So alright, so what I did is I was playing on my iPad while I was sitting here and just whacking these beasts as they dropped down. I wasn't AFK because I was at my keyboard and I was working the sword, but I was just kind of doing it in a relaxed variation so that I was able to chop them up when they dropped, and the time in between where they weren't falling, I was busy doing something else. But as you can see, they fall pretty steadily. Now this is definitely a design that I would like to bring home to my own world, my individual world, which I'm going to get back on soon. More on that in a future video. Alright. Okay, I've collected all of the ones that I want, and you can see the collections. Let me go back and kill this blaze. And a wither skeleton and another blaze. Okay, you can see the collection area are these shulker boxes back here. You have to wait a little while just for everything to get through the circuits. And so what I did is I made a quick count to 30. Brought my own shulker boxes so I could fill them up with whatever I needed from the collection here. So what do I have? We've got 6 wither skeletons, 6 wither skulls, got a little bit of coal, which you can always use, blaze rods, You could also pick up bones, but not in the need of bones. A little bit of gold drop, and you could also get zombie flesh and arrows from zombie pigmen, and I should have picked up those, but I didn't think about it. So I took these skulls and I took the horse back and I went to the end, and I used the new method for easily killing withers by spawning them right under the end portal in the end, and they died very quickly and painfully. Here you get a better look at that stairway going up now, because yeah, I decided I wouldn't ride the horse up. I would lead him up this way until I got to the top of the steps. And here we are back at the top. Okay. NR Colt 45 is his name, I think. NR is Nether Ride, maybe? Nether Ride? Nether Rodeo? Either one works. Alright, and we won't show you the entire trip back, but it was quite an adventure and very interesting, very fun. Well, thanks for joining me on the Welsknight Patreon server today. As next time, we will finish up the floors of the W building by adding glass windows all the way up and replacing, whoops, replacing the one floor that I missed there, as well as getting the trim on the very top. And that's what happens when you're pressing a button randomly. Anyway, thanks again for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, keep on Minecrafting.